the lotus or hymns. At the end of millennium, the air of devastation began to move the water and the lotus in great circular waves.
Okay, so the Brahma is only in the water of devastation on the top of the lotus. Brahma is only living entity born. And is trying to look for, there is no creation, nothing. And the air and the wind of devastation, like that. Okay. Fine. Next 17.
18.
18.
Fine.
Lord Brahma in his ignorance contemplated, that who am I that am situated on the top of this lotus? Wherefrom has it sprouted? There must be something downwards, and that from which this lotus has grown must be within the water.
Okay, so yeah, so the Garbhodaksha Vishnu is beneath. The water is there, and lotus comes all the way up. The water of devastation. So, right, Garbhodaksha is beneath beneath the Patal Loka also. Garba Sagar is beneath the Bhumandala, and water is above the Bhumandala, and the lotus is growing all the way up. Right? So it's a huge stem. Garbhodaksha Vishnu is far away. So he's trying to say, oh, where is my source? Where is the lotus grown from? He's trying to find the source of the lotus. As we know, he won't be able to find.
So this lotus stem is gross, right?
No.
Oh, this is also subtle.
Subtle. Okay.
Lord Brahma in his ignorance contemplated.
Next.
Oh, sorry. Lord Brahma, thus contemplating, entered the water through the channel of the stem of the lotus, for in spite of entering the stem and going nearer to the navel of Vishnu, he could not trace out the root.
Okay, so now Brahma went all the way down through the stem. Of course, now all the elements are still in the subtle form, living entities in the subtle form. So the lotus is also subtle lotus, not like the gross lotus yet. So through this subtle channel of the stem, Brahma travels and he reaches the navel, but he doesn't find anything. And Prabhupada writes, by the dint of one's personal endeavor, one may go nearer to the Lord, but without the Lord mercy, one cannot reach the ultimate point. One cannot achieve him. One may just go near to the Lord, but one may not achieve him. Okay? Fine. One will be able to meet him, realize him, see him, so on and so forth. Okay. So therefore, it is impossible to reach the Lord without bhakti. As simple as that. No physical endeavor, no physical by means we can actually attain the Lord or reach him. Text 20th.
O Vidura, while searching in that way about these extents, Brahma reached his ultimate time, which is the eternal will in his hand of Vishnu, and which generates fear in the mind of the living entity, like the fear of the dead.
Okay, so Brahma reached his ultimate time. Here mentioned as actually that Vishwanath Thakur in this and the next few verses he clarifies that Brahma spent 100 years, but it's not his 100 years. It our 100 years, 100 human years. Which is the, so therefore the meaning is Brahma reached the time which is the ultimate end of the humans. Right? The humans live for 100 years. So there's a meaning given by Vishwanath Thakur. Because he is born, he is going to fulfill the purpose of his birth, going to do the secondary creation. So,
also this 100 years is our 100 years?
Human
in Kali Yuga or human in other yugas?
just mention 100 human years.
You know.
Okay. 21.
Thereafter, being unable to achieve the desire of this destination,
He retired from such searching and came back again to the top of the lotus. Thus, controlling all objectives, he concentrated his mind on the Supreme Lord.
Okay, so by his own endeavor, he was not able to, achieve, see the Lord, where he originated from, and so on and so forth. Thus, he began to, meditate on the Supreme Lord. So, so what do we learn from here? When things do not work, so we should enter into prayerful meditation. We should intensify, increase our prayer. That is the meditation we can do. Right? We should enter chanting meditation, prayerful meditation, and so on, and wait for the Lord's revelation. Right? When the thing is working, then we will just act as Brahma is doing. When all our endeavors fail, we have to intensify our concentration on the Lord in the form of chanting, prayerful meditation, right, and so on.
At the end of Brahma's 100 years, when his meditation was complete, he developed the required knowledge, and as a result, he could see in his heart the Supreme within himself, whom he could not see before, with the greatest endeavor.
Okay, so now again it's 100 years.
Here it's saying Brahma's 100.
At the end of Brahma's, but it's Vishwanath Thakur says human years, because at the end of 100 years he dies. So therefore he is just born. From that perspective, Vishwanath Thakur has said human years. Okay? So like that.
Till now, Brahma is having 400 gross form only, no? Okay.
400 form.
Like that is grosser form.
Yeah, it is a grosser, relatively grosser.
But the gross elements are not yet created.
No, they have been created long back. Karna Akshay Vishnu created.
To where are the gross elements now? Inside?
Lotus,
Only subtle elements are there.
all the subtle form, in the subtle form, all the gross elements are there within the lotus. So Brahma is the first created form. And from those subtle, he becomes little grosser now. And now others,
Other elements are there in the lotus.
yeah, in the lotus,
In
but
gross,
they will, gross form will manifest now.
but it is gross is included in the subtle form.
From subtle comes the gross.
Okay.
From subtle comes the gross form.
So like sound, that thing, all those are there as
Elements are there, the subtle.
gross is also there inside the subtle.
Yeah, gross manifests from the subtle. That's how it is. The banyan tree is there in the seed. Like in a subtle way. The entire banyan tree is there in the seed. That's how we can understand. 23.
Brahma could see that on the water there was a gigantic lotus-like white bedstead. The body of Sesnath, the personality Godhead, was lying. The whole atmosphere was illuminated by the rays of the jewels bedecking the hood of Sesnath, and that illumination dissipated all the darkness of those regions.
Okay, so now finally Brahmaji has a darshan after his meditation for 100 human years. Brahmaji has a darshan of Gargadakshai Vishnu lying on Sheshanag. So now the beauty of Gargadakshai Vishnu will be described in the next 9 verses. So again, Bhagavatam comes to, in between, Bhagavatam gives the nectar again and again. And so all this creation is going on and all that, and Brahmaji now sees Gargadakshai Vishnu, and then how beautiful the Lord is, here to enhance the devotion. Bhagavatam, even elemental devatas, they offer prayers of great devotion. So like that, Bhagavatam keeps delivering nectar. Whatever may be going on, in relation to the Supreme Lord, his pastime, his through prayer, through pastimes, through description of forms, the beautiful nectarian descriptions keep coming.
Is this presentation of the Sheshanaga to Brahma, is that something that he's seen with his eyes? Or is that like something that he's able to see through meditating?
Well, it would be the same in both the case, whatever, whether his eyes or in his meditation.
Okay. Because earlier it said that he wasn't able to see anything, but now he is.
Yeah, but then he meditated. He could see in his heart, supreme within himself.
So does that mean that in his heart he's seeing the Sheshanaga?
Yeah. So seeing the Lord within the heart in meditation or physical, it's the same.
Same thing.
Same thing. Yes.
We hear before in the Srimad Bhagavatam that the meditation of Brahma is like 1,000 celestial years, but here it's compared to 100 million years. What do you say?
Yeah, there could be differences at different times of the creation.
Because here,
Yeah, this looks like this present kalpa. This Padma kalpa is present kalpa. And when just Brahma is just born, there were times, so like and during different days, at different times there are some differences in how the things proceed. Some differences
okay,
are always there.
that's really good.
Hmm? 24. So okay, now the 9th verse describes the beauty of the Lord. The beauty of the Lord. So these are again nectar verses. Yes. Right. Start.
The darshan of the transcendental body of the Lord mocked the beauty of the coral mountain. The coral mountain is very beautifully dressed by the evening sky, but the yellow dress of the Lord mocked its beauty. There is gold on the summit of the mountain, but the Lord's helmet, bedecked with jewels, mocked it. The mountains, waterfalls, herbs, etc., with a panorama of flowers, seem like garlands, but the Lord's gigantic body and his hands and legs, decorated with jewels, pearls, tulsi leaves, and flower garlands, mocked the scene on the mountain.
Okay, spend few minutes. Visualize the body of the Lord. There are 4 comparisons done. Visualize on one, right, without PowerPoint. So this increases our creativity. Suppose I show you PowerPoint. There is a coral mountain and there is a Lord. And I show you the clarity. You will say, yes, very good. Now create a PowerPoint slide in your mind. On one side is the Lord. On the other side is coral mountain. Right? Read this description, spend 2 minutes and visualize what are the 4 comparisons mentioned between the coral mountain and the Lord. Yeah. Coral mountain is the Supreme Lord. There are 4 comparisons. Try to visualize. Try to visualize. Just like, let me give you a hint. Just like, I had read when there is you grow this, what do you call this, mustard. This mustard is growing, the yellow flowers.
Yes.
All this mustard.
Yeah.
Like our poet has given a description, like when we look from afar, we see that someone has put a yellow sheet. So like, let me look at that, like a yellow sheet, from a distance, huge mustard fields, like someone has put a yellow carpet, a yellow sheet, like try to visualize. So try to visualize the poet here, Maitreya Rishi, is giving comparison to Lord's beauty.
Right.
The great poet is giving, there is a coral mountain and there is a Lord. There are some similarities, 4 similarities. Visualize it, close the book and describe to me.
Okay.
You have to describe the 4 similarities after closing the book. Visualize it and then from the visual slide that you have created in your mind, give the description.
Okay, fine.
Yes. Spend 2 minutes.
I'm just trying to figure out what is coral mountain.
Coral mountain, it's a mountain. Coral is a transparent, like I say, a bluish transparent with a slight bluish. Coral is okay. Wait a minute. Let me tell you what is coral. Corals, they grow inside the sea.
Yes.
The coral grows inside the sea. They are colorful. So one of the color could be this bluish tinge. So they grow beneath.
Flowers?
No, the flower. They are just like rock mountains, like rocky mountains, but they are colorful and they are beautiful mountains beneath the sea. Coral mountain. Fine. So imagine a mountain. Because Garbhodak Vishnu is in the sea, and these coral mountains are within the sea. Slightly could be slightly up and all that, like the details. Imagine a beautiful mountain in the sea, and then further description now. Visualize. Visualize Bhagavatam, unless you visualize, meditate on the description. The 4 comparisons, meditate on the 4 comparisons.
From here, book.
From the book only. 4 comparisons you have to meditate and describe.
What's the 4th thing?
There's only 3 items.
Only 3 items.
Lord is a coral mountain and 3 more comparisons. First is the Lord is compared to coral mountain, first comparison. Then there are 3 more, total 4 comparisons. Okay, done? Done? Yeah, close your book, laptop. With your closed eyes, right? On a PowerPoint slide of your mind, have a coral mountain on one side and the Lord form on the other side. Describe the 4 comparisons. Who is going to describe? Raise your hand. Volunteer. Describe. Dev Krishna is in deep meditation.
I was hoping you wouldn't pick me, that's why.
Anandaral Prabhu, would you like to describe?
Mountain.
Mountain.
Lord Krishna, like I made it like a golden mountain, flowing the water, the gold color, the shining, the diamonds, like that.
But what is the comparison with the Lord? One by one. Could you get the comparison with the Lord?
Lord is wearing the jewels.
What is that
His
compared
body
to? What is that compared to?
is the mountain, in jewels, tree, everything. The flowing water like Krishna's middle, like a center point, growing, putting everything.
Okay, fine. Something you're getting some vague picture. Never mind. Yes. Yes, Rasman, Prabhu, describe some comparisons.
I don't know what to say. I just went in my old age. So sorry for that.
You're meditating on?
I went to my old days, so sorry for
Old age.
Old
Days.
Old days. Old days when you were going on mountain tops. Old days means
Yeah, those young
like you used to track, you were trekking on mountains. That old days you are describing.
different pictures of old days, like some movie pictures, some
Okay, no,
mountain
no, we
where I
have to meditate
visited.
on the Lord form and the coral mountain.
I
didn't
could
say
not
anything
meditate
else.
for that.
Okay, Devshan will describe something, some comparison.
There was the herbs and flowers.
Start from beginning.
The beginning of the whole
For,
thing.
no, no, the how first how is the Lord the coral mountain?
The Lord is compared to the comparison in the third one is the herbs and the flowers to the Lord's having a flower garland.
Okay, chalo, good. One comparison. First of all, on a mountain, there are many herbs, plants. They all are like the flower garland of the Lord. What could be the streams of water? Streams of water. There are streams of water on the mountain. What could that be compared to?
Lotus
Hair on
part.
his body.
Lotus.
All the veins.
Huh?
Hair on his body.
No.
The veins.
No. The pearls. Shining white pearls. Pearls necklaces. Like streams are flowing. Right? So that's what I'm saying. Meditate
Yes.
upon that. Okay, then what is the comparison to Lord's helmet? The coral mountain.
Gold.
The mountain has a golden peak,
Shining.
which is like mentioned in the verse.
Shining.
Translation. The golden peak is compared to the golden helmet of the Lord. Right?
Jewels on the helmet is
Shining.
effulgence is much higher.
Yeah. So then what is the other comparison? So the garland and the pearl necklaces have been compared. Lord's form has the same hue as a coral mountain, like a bluish hue. Then there is a comparison of his trunk. And there is another comparison. Just the Lord's garments, they are compared to evening sky. The evening sky has like a orange, yellow orange, like a mountain, yellow orange hue. Evening sky. So Lord clothes are like the evening sky. So now imagine there is a evening sky, within the sea there is a mountain, yellow, the bluish tinge, there is a golden peak, and there are herbs, and there are waterfalls, there's like a pearl necklace, and the garland, and the golden helmet, right? And his clothes, the hue is like a cloth. So this is like poetic, beautiful description. Okay? So we can try to, the Bhagavatam with many such descriptions of the Lord form. Try to spend a few minutes to think that what has the poet described. Try to visualize it. Then you will appreciate the Bhagavatam. You will appreciate the Bhagavatam. Just like the complexion of Lord Chaitanya, the golden, right? What is the different golden complexion in this world? The complexion of, because he is the complexion of Srimad Radharani. Right? Radha Bhavaruti Suvalitam, Bhav and Jyoti. What is that complexion compared to in this world, within our imagination? Like a champaka flower. Within the champaka flower there is a golden complexion in the center. On the filaments of the flowers, there are some saffron dust sometimes you can see. Within the lotus or other flowers also, there is some saffron dust. That is another comparison. Then there is a Gaurochan which comes from the cow, the yellow pigment, Gaurochan, which is used for applying tilak to the deities, traditional South Indian temples. There is a mineral called Gaurochan.
What's it called?
Gaurochan.
Gorochan.
So like that.
Gorochan.
Cow, which comes from the cow.
Yes.
Gaurochan. Comes from the
Easy
cow's
for-
bile.
Yeah.
Comes from the cow's bile. Gaurochan.
Gorochan.
So it has a brilliant yellow pigment, that comparison. So if you see all this pigment and then you can relate, oh, this is Lord's complexion. So the Bhagavatam comes to life.
Or we can apply it to.
You perceive, try to, at least, as I said, try to imagine in the nature, there are many comparisons. Try to look for, try to spend some time to see, Bhagavatam is giving this comparison and so on.
So you can compare the fields and all, the yellow, the yellow flowers.
Yeah, yellow flowers, like, the Lord clothes could be like these yellow flowers, or his complexion, golden complexion would be like yellow flowers. Or we hear from scriptures and we try to see, perceive in the nature. That is better. First we see the comparison in the scriptures and then we try to perceive that. Okay, so that we just try to visualize this comparison given, poetic description of the Lord beauty given, and then we can remember it for a long time. And then when we are going around, we remember, okay, when you see a waterfall somewhere, you say, oh, this is compared to the Lord's necklace. Or you can recall, you become Krishna
Imitate,
conscious.
huh?
Krishna conscious.
So we can just look around and see how we can
Yeah,
apply
and
certain
remember
things.
Krishna like this.
Like this Vibhuti Yoga, no?
Hmm?
It's like a form of Vibhuti Yoga. Seeing
Yeah, all these vibhutis. But this is like a poetic description of the Lord beauty.
all like that.
But then all the vibhutis can remind you of your personal Lord.
All like that.
So the Lord Chaitanya would see the neck of the peacock, immediately he would remember Krishna.
Oh, so that's like when you're looking at loads of different things, we can always see
Yeah.
an opportunity to meditate on Krishna.
Krishna.
See Krishna.
Yeah, and seeing Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya said, oh, Lord has the same complexion. Rather than you would see the tamal tree, she would remember Krishna.
Is this how like exalted personalities they're always able to remember?
Yes, you're always able to remember.
This is their form of meditation.
This is one way we remember. Okay? Okay, let's go. Now in this way, similarly there are a number of comparisons. The Lord is compared to a sandalwood tree, a sandalwood mountain. Try to visualize. Spend few minutes trying to visualize. Not in the class now, but later. Whenever there's a description, at least spend 2 minutes to visualize that what is this comparison made like. How would that look like? Why the poet is giving this comparison? Become more Krishna conscious.
So,
Yes.
Whose turn is this to read?
I think it was
Which one we have read?
25th.
25 over.
What is that? 26.
We have to read 25.
Read 25 then.
His transcendental body, unlimited in length and breadth, occupied the three planetary systems, upper, middle, and lower. His body was self-illuminated by unparalleled dress and variegatedness, and was properly ornamented.
Okay, so in this way, Lord is a huge. His body was really huge, well ornamented, well dressed, and so on. Okay? And Prabhupada says, yeah. Okay, there are some very important remarks over here. See the fourth line of the Prabhupada. The beauty of the material nature is due to his personal beauty. Okay, so the nature's beauty is due to his beauty.
Nature's beauty is due to
His beauty. Yet he is always magnificently dressed and ornamented to prove his transcendental variegatedness, which is so important in the advancement of spiritual knowledge. See this transcendental variegatedness, like we are meditating on the Lord's garlands, necklaces, helmet, earrings, so many. All this variegatedness. If I ask you to describe the Lord's beauty as described in Bhagavatam, series of verses, you may go blank after a minute or two. Therefore, Prabhupada is saying, his transcendental variegatedness is so important in the advancement of spiritual knowledge. So because of his transcendental variegatedness, there is a variegatedness in the nature's beauty.
But is that the variegatedness in his clothing, you mean?
Everything, his form, clothing, ornamentation,
Everything
limbs,
about him.
everything about him.
And because of that, it's like that in nature.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
So therefore, through nature, we can at least connect with him. You see the variegated nature. The poets describe, the poets connect the variegated of the nature with his beauty.
All like that. Whether it's trees, animals.
So everything, all the variegatedness is from his variegatedness. Okay? 26.
The Lord showed his lotus feet by raising them. His lotus feet are the source of all awards achieved by devotional service free from material contaminations. Such awards are for those who worship him in pure devotion. The splendor of the transcendental ray from his